Do help yourself, Aunt Sally.
Oh, I will, Your Honour, and thanks ever so much for inviting me to tea.
Pleasure.
Of course, I did have a number of engagements, but then my social secretary will have cancelled them by now, so I have to stop until I've had sufficient. But...
Now that, I'm afraid, is not for you, Aunt Sally. The butterfly buns, the cream gâteaux and jam tarts, by all means, but that happens to be Worzel's birthday cake.
Oh, another of his birthdays, is it? I wish I'd had a note in my diary and I'd have sent him half a brick gift wrapped, even though he didn't invite me to his birthday party.
I have not brought you here to talk about birthday parties, Aunt Sally, or simply to feed your face. Worzel Gummidge is in danger.
Oh, yes. Could you pass 3 or 4 of them jam tarts, please?
You don't seem to understand, Aunt Sally. If Worzel isn't rescued, he may well end his days as one of the Travelling Scarecrowmaker's slave scarecrows.
As Your Honour says, but what's it got to do with me?
Because you, Aunt Sally, are the one who's going to rescue him.
Me? Go to the Travelling Scarecrowman's house after he tried to chop me up like a bundle of firewood? Excuses me for being so bold, but Your Honour must be off His Honour's trolley.
It is a brave thing I ask of you, Aunt Sally, but it is the only way.
Begging your pardon, Your Honour, but he's your scarecrow.
I know that. But without my crystal ball, my powers are weak. If I set foot in that house of evil, I shall be destroyed and all my scarecrows with me. And that is why I need your help.
But Worzel means nothing to me, Your Honour.
But you're his intended. He loves you.
More fooling.
You care about him, not even one little bit.
I might do, I might not. Wouldn't do for him to get big-headed, would it?
I'm appealing to you, Aunt Sally, not for my sake, but for Worzel's.
What about pretty me? It saw me head off soon as look at me.
I've thought of that, and that is why you must go in disguise. He'll never know who you are.
Well, I could go as the Queen of Bohemia, else a Grand Duchess.
No, you must go as one of the common people.
Oh, well, I'm afraid that's absolutely impossible. You see, Your Honour, I'm not in any ways what could be described of as common, so I couldn't really go as a common people, could I?
Yes, but my point is, Aunt Sally, you must be inconspicuous.
Inconspicuous?
Yes, well, never mind. Of course, I have been thinking that whoever it is that rescues Worzel will, of course, be deserving of a reward.
Reward? Did you say reward?
Well, something of the sort. As you know, I'm quite intimate friends with the King of Bulgaria, and I hear that His Royal Highness is looking for a bride.
Queen? Oh. Well, he must be one of the handsomest men alive. Needless to say, one of the richest. Just the mere mention of his name makes my heart go flitter.
And are you also aware, Aunt Sally, that the Crown Prince is also unmarried?
Princess? Well, that would do, I suppose.
But finding his queen is the most pressing matter. And bringing Worzel back?
I'm on my way.
Answer the door, number 13. Oh, you're so slow, I'll go myself.
Excuses me for interrupting you at your tea time, but I've come to cut off your gas.
I don't have gas.
Oh, well, that would explain why you haven't paid your gas bill. I could put some gas in for you. It's very reasonable.
I don't need any gas. My brazier is good enough for me.
Perhaps I could fetch a sample of gas for you if you'd like to try it. I mean, it gets much hotter than common coal, you know.
Go away.
Catch it, Nicky.
What's he up to? Dunno.
It's no use, Mr. Crowman, sir. I'm frightened to go back there anymore. And anyway, what's the point? He wouldn't let me into his hovel. And even if he did, probably saw me head off. So, now, how about the Crown Prince?
All in good time, Aunt Sally. You made a brave attempt. But if Worzel is to be saved, then we must persevere.
Persevere? Look, I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Crowman, sir. I'm not about to be a common's people's anymore. I've absolutely had being coarse and common. I mean, it's too much for someone who's been brunged up proper to put up with. So, if I do go back to that horrible oval again, I go as what I normally is.
And what's that?
A lady, of course. One who has a sort of regal bearing, who oozes high-class refinement, if one gets one's drift.
I think, Aunt Sally, one does.
Manu! I'll give you a big one. Oh, no!
Blessed children, how can a body concentrate? What's that, Aunt Sally?
Sorry, Mr. Crowman, sir. I was just swallowing a gem tart.
Yes, well, get on with your changing. We've no time to lose. It's got to work this time.
It must have sung.
Hurry up, let's have a look at you.
I'm not exactly sure, Mr. Crowman, sir, whether this is entirely upper-class garb.
Perfect, Aunt Sally. You're the Queen of the Romanes, remember? And that is exactly in keeping with what the Queen of the Romanes would wear.
Oh, well, if you say so, Mr. Crowman, sir. Queen of the Romanes, eh? I rather think the title suits me somewhat.
It suits you admirably, Aunt Sally. You look most convincing. You should have been an actress.
Oh, I was. I was in that well-known opera, Romeo and Hamlet. Have you heard of it?
It seems to have slipped my mind at the moment. Come along. All we have left to do is to make up your pretty little face.
Oh, yes. I rather think as Queen of the Romanes, I should have more colour in my cheeks, so as to show off to the full advantage my creamy complexion.
Quite right.
Could you make sure that my hair frames my pretty little face like a picture, just so? I've been told it's one of my best features. Oh, that's burnt cork. Why are you using burnt cork?
For your eyelashes, Aunt Sally. It's to make your lovely long lashes look as fine as silk.
Well, if you think you can improve on something what's already perfect, I don't object. I think you'll find it quite an odd job.
Oh, there, I think that does it. And I can honestly say, Aunt Sally, I've never seen you look more startling.
Thank you. Hello, good day to you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lolito de Lorado, Queen of the Romanes. Could I interest you in some fine quality herbs for your stock?
I don't want herbs.
How about some sweet-smelling lavender?
Don't like lavender.
Perhaps some nice fresh eggs is more to your liking.
Eggs?
He smashed all the eggs in my beautiful face. Look at me. I'm all eggy.
How many eggs, Aunt Sally?
Half a dozen, but who cares? I've been publicly humiliated.
Well, you'll soon be your pretty self again.
What's happened to me? I'm 100 years old.
It's just part of the disguise, Aunt Sally. Don't fret yourself. It'll soon disappear.
You said I was going as a lady of quality, not a cheap washerwoman. No wonder he let me have it in the mush. I look horrible. I look beautiful, Aunt Sally, Mr. Crowman, sir. Made of solid beechwood and matured mud. A lady of the highest quality. Unique. This is how you should have gone to see the horrible travelling scarecrowman, not as a common people, a cheap pheasant. Let me go dressed to the very top in my lovely self, and then I can humble him and get a smelly hay bag back here. What about the King of Bulgaria?
All in good time, Aunt Sally, all in good time. First, we must dress you to the nines, even the tens.
The tens?
Over there. Come along, let's have a look at you.
Reckon I'm now quite irresistible.
Yes, very nice, Aunt Sally. That should do the trick.
expect you're the butler.
That's right, madam. I am the butler.
What are you talking like that for?
Never you mind, madam. What can I do for you?
Is your master at home?
Yes, he is. And he said for you to come in. A madam, O master.
Good afternoon, madam. Welcome to my humble abode. What can I do for you?
Are you the Travelling Scarecrowmaker?
For my sins, madam. For my sins.
Well, I'm the Honourable Lady Parkin from Wiki, and I was wondering if you could make me a scarecrow.
I do make scarecrows, as you can see, madam. Poor things, but mine own. A chair. Madam, will stay to tea?
I don't mind if we do. While we talks business, I'll have one of those, two of those, and three of those. My. You have got him well trained, haven't you, Mr. Scarecrowmaker?
All my staff are well trained. The better to serve our guests. Now, as to madam's needs, you are troubled by the birds, yes?
Oh, something chronic.
After I've made you a scarecrow, madam, you will be troubled no more. And you'll find my charges reasonable.
Oh, well, me being of aristocratic blood and absolutely busting with money, the price is of no importance. I suppose it'll be about 100.
That would be about right, madam. Now, what kind of a scarecrow would madam like? Look around you. See samples of my work.
Ugly, ain't they? Scare me half to death, never mind the birds. However, this one ain't half bad.
Thank you, O madam.
Silence! Regrettably, madam, this one is my servant. As you can see, he walks and talks.
Oh, that don't matter. I mean, if you just wrap him up in a piece of brown paper, I'll just polish this lot off and then I'll be on my way.
But I couldn't allow it, madam. Not until I've made you a scarecrow.
But I don't need one, Nathan. Look, I have already told you I'll take the ready-made one.
But the one I make for you will be a very special scarecrow. Arms and legs of the finest beechwood.
Beechwood?
Quite so. Wouldn't you like that, Aunt Sally?
I still can't see it, Mickey. Perhaps it's under all the swede. Mickey, I think I've got it. Careful, don't let it slip. Come on, quick! Mr. Crowman! Mr. Crowman! Mr. Crowman!
How many times have I told you wretched children about playing with that brick? Why, bless my soul.
Please don't hurt me, Mr. Travelling Scarecrow. I'm far too pretty to hurt.
Bring me the saw number 13.
Worzel, don't listen to him! Aren't you going to help me? I thought I was your sweetheart.
Shall I saw her head off first?
Oh, Worzel, you wouldn't! Not your Aunt Sally!
Why shouldn't he, my pretty one?
Because he loves me, and he wants to marry me. Look, he's even wearing a little buckle off me round his ugly neck.
You like my pretty doll, Aunt Sally? Then you shall have it.
Hello, Aunt Sally. What are you doing here?
I've come to take you home, Worzel. So now he's stopped behaving funny. It's 2 against 1. So if you give me my little dolly, we'll be off.
No, don't take it, Aunt Sally.
Do you like your little doll, slave scarecrow number 14?
Oh, yes, you must. Thank you, Master.
Aunt Sally, please, don't be his slave scarecrow number 14. Let me be your slave scarecrow number 24. And let me take you away from all this.
Your turnip head talks too much. What shall we do with him, number 14?
Chuck him on the bonfire, Master.
Oh, no, please, Aunt Sally, don't chuck me on the crackly thing. Please, Aunt Sally, please, please.
Worse than I thought. I must leave right away.
Aunt Sally. I never thought you'd do this to poor old Worzel. Not in 1,000 trillion billion years.
That will do, Scarecrow number 14. Now, Scarecrow number 13. Have you a last request?
Yes. Aunt Sally, will you marry me?
Not to her, nincompoop. To me. What is your last request?
My last request is that you can do what you like with me, but let my Aunt Sally go. And let her meet a nice, handsome prince, else a duke, and live in a castle and marry him and have servants and have all the cups of tea and slices of cake she can swallow. And live happily after.
Last request denied.
Goodbye, Worzel. Shall I light the bonfire, oh master?
All in good time, number 14. Shall we say 6 o'clock?
Here. What's that funny smell?
Ah, just a drop of petrol. We want you to be nice and warm. You finish it. Almost time, number 14.
Ready, you master?
Worzel!
Mr. Crowman! Oh, Mr. Crowman, sir, thank goodness you've come. I knowed you would. But don't worry about me, your Holiness. He's got my Aunt Sally there.
One thing at a time, Worzel. Ah, that'll do. Oh, give me a hand, Worzel.
Yes, Mr. Crowman.
On the fire.
On the fire, yes, sir.
Get the rope.
The rope? It is, Mr. Crowman.
Number 14.
So, master.
We must nourish the fire for Scarecrow number 13.
Right, that's that. Hat, Worzel. Hat.
Oh, yes.
Follow me, Worzel.
Follow you. Mr. Crowman, what about my Aunt Sally?
Follow me.
Number 14. Light the firebrand.
Obey, you master.
But your Holiness, what about my Aunt Sally?
Gibbering, Worzel, I'll hear you.
Can't I gibber in a whisper, your Holiness?
Shh.
Light the bonfire.
Yes, we shall need a bonfire.
You, seize them.
Just a moment. By all the elements, let this be a cleansing fire, not a fire of destruction. I command you, march into the flames.
Do your worst, master. There will be more.
More slave scarecrows, more evil. But I shall never stop fighting it or you. You shall never usurp my power.
Mr. Crowman, why is he so evilly?
Why am I so evil? Why am I so evil? I'll show you why!
just an ornery scarecrow.
The scarecrow without a name.
So, it is you. I always wondered what became of my unfinished scarecrow.
The one you wouldn't finish.
Because it was evil. I felt the evil even as I was carving you. So this is how you take your revenge.
You may destroy my slaves, but you have no powers over me. Live another day, master. You and your scarecrow and your doll. But never fear. I haven't finished with you yet.
It taught me a lesson. Never make a scarecrow out of a blighted turnip. I'm convinced that's where the evil came from.
Yes, but what I don't understand is, begging your Honour's pardon, is why you didn't chuck him on the bonfire with the rest of them.
Well, as he said, Aunt Sally, I have no power over him. You see, he is the source of evil that we're fighting. And no matter how much evil we stamp out, we can never quench its source.
Yes, well, I've had enough of fighting evil for one day, Mr. Crowman, sir. So, could I have another bun? Else, does I have to eat some bread and butter first?
Oh, I think we can do better than buns, Worzel. Have you forgotten? It's your head's birthday.
I had forgotten, Mr. Crowman, your expressions, and that's a fact.
It's time for your cake, Worzel. Aunt Sally? Aunt Sally? Oh, Aunt Sally. You've eaten Worzel's birthday cake.
Yeah, well, never mind your rolling nest. I forgive, sir.
Well, it's very generous of you, Worzel.
Aunt Sally, come here. Seeing as how you've scoffed my birthday cake, what about giving old Worzel a little birthday kiss?
Kiss you, Worzel? I'd rather kiss a ferret.
Oh, come on, Aunt Sally. It's not too much to ask.
Right. Seeing as how it's your birthday.
Aunt Sally,
What?
come on, me kiss, me birthday kiss.
I've just given you one.